am pulling the wire so nobody will call me right now.
Every family has a story, but I think some families have a story which is so special that it needs to be told. It's not surprising that the Baloumian family, when they fled their house in Beirut at the beginning of the Lebanese Civil War, it was New York that they chose as their new home. This is where they wanted to settle. One of the daughters of Mardiros Baloumian, Marie, she told me that she settled in New York to begin with, and she made it possible for everyone to come to America. She said that she was like the kind of Statue of Liberty, and her home was like Ellis Island. This is how all of the family came to America, was through her. And for me, it was really important to bring the work that I'd made in the house in Beirut and bring that to New York to just show the family so that we could all celebrate their heritage together. Bringing the exhibition to New York is a huge logistical business. It's a very difficult thing to do physically. I had to make sure all the paintings were packed and rolled up. How was I going to get the right size frames to re-stretch everything? How was it all going to work? This is Beaver Street, right in the middle of the Wall Street financial district. This is where the exhibition is going to be, just around the corner. Once we got to the exhibition space, it really wasn't in the state that we wanted it to be in. So we then had to do a lot of repainting, tidying up and repositioning of all the lighting. It was a huge business. There's also the emotional anxiety of, is this work really going to resonate with anyone? Is it going to mean anything? Taking something away from Beirut and parachuting it into New York, what does this mean for anybody? When I started the project in Beirut, when I found all of these family belongings in this old house, I had no idea that it would lead to me coming to New York and meeting the family who these items belong to. Baloumian, would you like to put your name? When I first met Baloumian, he's got this larger-than-life character. He's got such a sharp sense of humour, a sense of the ridiculous, but he's also very sincere and extremely expressive of his love and gratitude for what I've been trying to do for him and his father and the whole family.
This is a wonderful memory now that you brought with you. Thank you very much. Oh, this is from my sister, Beethoven. She used to play it.
Oh really, Alice used to play Beethoven. A place that they'd been cruelly taken from in such traumatic circumstances. It's a way of perhaps healing some of those wounds, I think.
Even all this little detail, it's wonderful.
Exactly.
Oh really? Can you remember?
Exactly.
Yeah,
yeah, I painted it. This is from the room, looking to the balcony. As a painter, I work alone. And often I ask, well, what is the point of art? Why do we do it? I found this in the house. And you know why I painted the Carousel? This one. It's bigger than the individual who makes the art. It's the story that it leads to that counts. It's a common ground that brings people together from different cultures, different continents, When I started this project in Beirut as a British artist, bringing that story to New York to meet an Armenian family. And through this process, we've all joined together. And it's just such a moving experience. The underlying mission for me here in New York was to make sure that those portraits went to the family. And then Knarik and Alice, who are granddaughters of Mardiros, decided to buy the big painting I'd done of the house as it was in Mardiros's last years.
It's beautiful! Look, the curtain, I love it, the way that you did it.
It's great that not only the people have come back to New York, but the place has come back to New York too, and will stay here, will remain in Manhattan with Alice and Knarik, who've been so supportive about everything that I've done. Ever since I discovered the story of Mardiros and his survival of the Armenian Genocide, somehow the kind of spectacular, kind of epic nature of Mardiros's journey really fits this city. Marie and Barouir, they told me how their father had always wanted to come to New York, and in fact he never did. He died before he ever made it to America. What I wanted to do was, by bringing his story and his portrait, in some senses he did make it to New York. The story of your father is, and the family is so amazing and inspiring.
You know, my father was a very good man, and always he wanted to show his gratitude by any way, any means. Someone who has lost his parents, his brothers, and everything like that, and he came hungry, and he has been 2 years to remove the dead bodies, and he said it was so difficult. And to come one day, he was so hungry, and he knocked the door. It was a Turkish family. He said, "Can you give me a bread, please?" And he got a bread. It was so good for them, for him. He was so hungry. In 1946, I remember, he said, "I will go to find that family."
When he started to make the money, he was sending money every month to the Turkish man, even though he was Turkish, no matter what, because he saved his life. He was sending money every month. Yeah. And then one day he said, "This is the last money that I'm sending," because he was dead.
I really felt that ever since I discovered this story, I had to come and meet them and bring this story back home. Yeah. Well, thank you, Barouir.
I thank you very much.
Thank you. Really feels like a kind of full circle. The house may have brought us together, the old home in Beirut. That's how we met. But we actually have nothing to do with the house anymore. Yet we have this beautiful connection.
Thank you
for your generosity.
Oh,
it's lovely.
Thank you.
It's great to be here again. That's what matters. That's what remains. It's this lovely friendship that continues to grow.